And welcome back to the Tea and Soju podcast, Drama Trio Edition, where three friends chat Asian dramas and let you into that chatter. I'm your host, Liliana.
I'm Jess.
And I'm
And I'm,
Caitlin.
and I'm Becky.
And in today's episode, as you've heard her, Becky is back with us. It's not a trio today. What's the word for four people, guys? Help me out. I don't know what the word for four. Quadruple? No? What's, I don't know.
The only one I
quartet.
can. Yeah, quartet.
A quartet. I can't say that word. Right. We're moving along. As you can hear, guys, it's going to be chaotic because we are hyped up on laughter already. This is the second time we're recording this intro. So if you want to hear the first one, head over onto Patreon because I'm sure I'll post it on there. But just some housekeeping before we get into the episode. If you like the podcast, please like, share, and subscribe on the platform you listen to. That really helps the podcast reach other listeners. For more content, check out Patreon, where you can find behind the scenes, first impressions, movie reviews, and more. Finally, if you'd like to chat to me or find a community, check out Discord, Instagram, and other socials. The link is in the episode notes. So, in today's episode, we have a little something that we've been planning to do for a little while, and it's going to be a drama exchange. Now, this idea cropped up because I was listening to the Certified Nooners, and they did something like this on their podcast, where between them, they blindly chose a drama each, and then those dramas got randomly assigned to people. So each of us picked one drama, and then those options were given to the lovely listener Tanya. Tanya, if you're listening, thank you so much for setting all of this up for us.
Bless you.
And then she's great. And then she basically did a random allocation of those four choices into, and divvied them out between us. So we don't know which drama, everybody else got. We don't know what the options were, nothing like that. And in today's episode, basically, we're going to be telling you guys what each of us got as a drama, and then what we thought about that drama, and lastly, who we think assigned that drama to each of us. Now, this is going to get wild because what we already know, Caitlin was already telling us that she was not a fan of the drama she got allocated. So this is going to be chaotic. It's going to be fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And I think that is everything. I hope that makes sense to you guys. And the order we are going to go in is it's going to be me, Becky, Caitlin, and Jess. So in that order, we're going to go through what drama we got, what we thought about it, and then basically we are going to go down the list, and we're not going to be telling each other until the very end what drama, belongs to who. If we can try to keep a straight face through it and not give away which drama belongs to who, which I think is going to be very difficult, but we can only try. And then right at the very end of the episode, each of us are going to go and reveal which dramas we put out. Now, this can get complicated because some of us may have chosen dramas that are completely out there and they would never be associated with each of us to make things more difficult. So we shall see. So my
Lord.
drama, are we all good? Before I go,
Yeah, I'm fine. I've had a conniption like 3 times before we started recording, but it's fine. I'm ready.
Are you guys ready to do this?
Yes.
I'm trying to get my poker face in order, but I can't.
I'm just gonna smile the whole time, so you guys will think you'll never know.
This is going to be impossible. I have no poker face, so I feel like you're going to be able to tell straight away. But I am first up, and the drama that I got allocated is a Korean drama, and it's called XX, literally just XX. And it is a short format drama, which whoever chose it, I appreciate the fact that I got a 10 episodes of 25 minutes. I was like, this is great. I can binge it in one go. Love it. So basically, the story is, I'm not going to go off the MDL description, but the story is there's two friends and they went to college together and they were fairly close. One of the friends, Nana, basically she was in a relationship, and from there she ended up coming to see her boyfriend, and she finds out that he has an affair, or cheated on her, and you find out who it is. And obviously I don't think this is a major spoiler because it's the setup of the story, but it's the best friend. They had an affair, and basically they go their separate ways. Later on, this is a setup to the story, and then when we meet the characters, Yunana is working at this bar, and I forgot what the name of the bar. Oh, the bar, obviously, the bar name is XX, and it's like one of those what's it called? Hole in the walls? Not hole in the wall, like a little bar that is hidden out of the way.
That's good. That's a
Mhm.
correct saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Like hidden out of the way. And basically they don't advertise it. And Nana is planning to buy the bar. So she's saving up money to buy the bar. She's a head bartender. She wins like competitions and everything, and she's very good at her job. And basically the best friend comes in, and she wants Nana to, she doesn't know that it's Nana that's the head bartender, and it's this like not world renowned, but she's fairly famous as a bartender and whatnot. And they want her to come and work for them. But obviously there's that relationship there, and she's like, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So the best friend at this point buys the bar, and like she's now Nana's boss. So that is like the setup, and then they have to like learn to Nana either has the choice to leave and go elsewhere, but she's like, I've worked really hard on this bar. This was the one that I wanted to buy. Like, I've put a lot of my time and soul into it, and I'm not gonna give up on it just because you've decided to sort of come in and take that away from me. So it's like that's the setup, and then there's like a cute romance as well added, but the romance is not a big part of it. I think the story is basically about these two characters coming together, and they healing themselves and like learning to work together, and there's a lot more that goes into it. And actually, for a story that is that short, it's actually, they pack a lot into it. So the cast for it is, and I'm gonna butcher these names, but the cast for it is Hee Yoon, who plays Yunana. We have Hwang Song Yoon, who plays Lee Ru Mi, and that's like the ex best friend. And we have for male lead, Bae In Hyuk, and he's like one of the guys. I really like him. He was in like the story of Park's Marriage, Why Her, Under the Queen's Umbrella, Cheer Up. He's like been in a bunch of stuff. And then we also have Lee Jong Woon, who plays Wang Jong Doon, and those four are like the main cast. So I actually ended up really liking this, and funnily enough, right, I started episode 1 and I'm like, why is this familiar? Like, this feels familiar to me. I had watched episode 1 like years ago and then just never went back to finish it up for some reason. And I don't remember why I didn't go back to finish it up at that point. But I'm glad I did it this time around. And like I said, I binged it in like kind of a sitting. I started it Friday and finished it like Saturday morning. So it's a really nice little binge. I really like that the fact is, yes, there's a little romance, but that's not the focus of it. It's their focus is on the relationship between the two women, and how there's a way to heal that, even though there was a really big betrayal between them two. It's like their journey. And I like that not everything is kind of like swept under the rug. It's kind of like, they go and it takes their time. And at first they really are against each other. But things happen. Again, for such a short drama, it packs a lot of punch and it packs a lot of story into like such a short amount of time. So I think I rated it on MDL. I ended up rating it an 8 out of 10, which I think is a really good score. I really overall did enjoy it. And yeah, I'm not sure I have anything else to say. I don't know if I have anything else to say. I like the acting. The two of them. I really liked, I have to say this, I really liked the bar. It's a really nice little bar. The way they shot, because they make a lot of cocktails, obviously it's a bar. The way they like make the cocktails, I really love the way that was shot, because every time they would make a new cocktail, they would like focus in on the glass and the movements that they were doing. So I really, really liked that aspect as well. And I know I wanted to say something else and now I forgot. Oh yeah, I think that's it. I forgot what I was going to say, but I liked the cocktail. Oh, I remember. I remember. The one thing that I really enjoyed that I thought was quite different is they don't really have a menu at this bar or anything. Like people come in and they kind of tailor the drinks to each person, and that's why it's like such a unique bar. So yeah, I really liked it. I think I had a lot of fun watching it. It's a nice little binge. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I think I'm gonna guess who I'm gonna give my guess now. So do we want to put poker faces on? Because I'm gonna I think I think this was Caitlin's pick. So I think that's who I'm gonna guess. I think picked this drama was Caitlin. So I'm gonna
Are you
write that.
sure? Is that your final
Yes.
answer?
That is my final answer. I've been thinking about it like since I got the pick, even before I watched it, I've been thinking about it, and I was like, I think this was Caitlin's drama. So that's who I'm going with. So that's me. I really liked it. I was gonna say, has anybody else watched it? We can't ask about
Yeah.
we'll have to discuss it at the end. So, Becky, what was the drama you got?
Okay, so I first have to start off saying the synopsis of this is gonna just like I gotta gather my thoughts because so much happens. This is not my genre. This was very stressful to watch. I was stressed out the whole time. You guys, I was literally like, and that's why I was telling you, like, I thought it was 12 episodes and I got home at like 10 p.m. and I'm like, or I don't even know when I got home. I got home late and I was like, okay, great. I just have like a couple more episodes. And then I got to episode 12 and I remember like screaming to the other room, like, no, there's like 16 episodes. I have 4 more hours of this, but it was good. I just have to let me tell you what the name is first. Oh, so it's My Mister.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Oh.
let me do a quick synopsis without it's so complicated. It's the office politics, the workplace politics were so extreme. But it was let me go into it. So basically, it is about the lives of people because it goes into different lives of like all the characters. But the main character is a structural engineer at his job, and you can just tell he's pretty miserable. He kind of hates everything, but he's married, he has a kid, and basically, oh, it's so messy. So basically, um, he gets an envelope one day, and this envelope has, I looked it up for the USD to currency. It's like I think $35,000 of coupons in it, and it's basically a bribe. And he puts it in his desk drawer to just, like he just puts it there for safekeeping, and then he's gonna come back for it because he's really startled when he first gets it, puts it in his desk drawer, and he comes back later to retrieve it because that's a lot of money, and like he just kind of doesn't know what to do, but it's gone. And you find out that when he first received it, another employee saw him put that in the desk drawer and then took it. So he's over here freaking out because that's a lot of money gone, and it's on security cameras. They basically talk about right in the beginning, everyone's being watched. These security cameras in this company, it's very like there's a lot of corporate politics and disarray going on. Like it seems like two sides are fighting in this company to, become in charge, or like the head manager. And then there's a lot of like people in the family from like the CEO are just, it's a lot of power. Like they're just fighting a lot. But the whole thing you find out is that one of the sides literally sent that to the person to get them fired for bribery. However, they sent it to the wrong person. It was supposed to go to the other head person, but it went to this guy who had nothing to do with it. And now he's going to get fired. But you find out, you find out that he's the reason why they're still pushing for him to get fired is because and this is kind of not a spoiler. It happens like you find out like very, very early on that the head person in that company that's like in charge is sleeping with that guy's wife. And he's a lot younger and the wife is a lot older. So and they did used to go to like university, the main character used to be his senior, and now the junior is in charge of him. So it's like, it's a real thing about just like, I don't even know, like the power imbalance. And but then that's just like the whole office side. Then we get into the person who stole the money side, and she's like 21 years old. She is a temporary office worker, and she has just like grown up her whole life in debt, and she just has so many struggles. She can barely afford to like eat food. Like you get to see all the jobs she works, and it's really interesting how it has you feel really bad for this character, even though she's doing really terrible things. Like she does terrible things. And the thing is though, about this drama, without spoiling it, I don't even know how to explain it. It's so complicated, but it's also written so beautifully. There's a lot of really beautiful quotes, and it's a lot about like struggling in life and kind of how to not really necessarily overcome it, but become a better person through figuring out, how you want to be happier. And I think it had a really good message. I do just need to add, because this isn't really like this happens right in the beginning of the episode, but like this is a very important part of the story. So the person that stole the money, they do end up like doing something to like exonerate the other person, but like he still doesn't know that like there's a lot of things that you're in the characters are in the dark with, but the girl knows, because the girl knows everything. She taps people's phones. So she's literally listening to their lives. And then she's acting like she doesn't know anything about it, or she's like going around doing things. She's a very manipulative person, and she orchestrates a lot of things that happen in the show. And it's just like, it's really crazy. Like it's a roller coaster of a ride, but it also has like a found family aspect, and you get to learn about the lives of his brothers who are also struggling, and his family and her family, and it all kind of connects into this beautiful thing. The one thing I was like, the reason why I struggled a lot with this, and it was because everything's so unpredictable, and she's over here doing whatever she can to like blackmail or like get money to pay off her debts. So like right in the beginning, she's trying to bribe or blackmail and do whatever she can for that. And I'm over here like, please, for the love of God, let this not be a romantic love interest. Because this girl's like so young. He is so old. Like the way I just like every episode, I was like, please, please. Cause like, I mean, they start to have these moments, but they're not necessarily romantic. But every episode I was holding my breath because I'm like, please don't do anything that's gonna make me like hate this drama. But it was a really interesting story. Like I said, they really go into the struggles of everyone. They go heavily into depression, because like a lot of dramas portray depression as something where like, you just drink a lot and you're just really stuck. But like the way they handled this, like it's just like a constant, like you're never getting out, you're doing the same loop every day, you're never going to be happy, you never settle for, like you don't settle for any more than what you have, like you're just like irrevocably just like sad and not happy in life. And then you know, I really just loved the message it brought, though, that you can get out of that and you can surround yourself with people that will uplift you and create a better environment for yourself, and like you can create a better future for yourself. So I really did like that aspect. I just was really stressed about like anytime there was any moment where they were like locking eyes or they were just like heavy I was like, please don't do this, like don't do this, it's like be a family, but it was good. I want to say I give it like an 8 out of 10, maybe like an 8.5 out of 10. I just like there were moments like I said, I'm not a huge melodrama person, that were just that some of us were just so sad and it's so stressful because like the blackmailing on both sides, and then like the viewers know everything that's happening but these people don't, and then it's just like little tense moments every time. And then you know, the wife, we're seeing her side of things, but she's the one that's having that affair with this younger man who used to go to school with her husband, and she has a child, like, and there's a lot that, like, I mean, I'm not going to talk about the ending, that I was like, but this is not my genre. But I was surprised at how much I ended up liking it. But for the first like half, I was so stressed out. I was like not I was like, who picked this for me? Why do they hate me? But it was good. It was. That was my drama.
Who did you think picked this drama, Becky?
Oh, I think it was Jess for sure. I feel like it was Jess. I just feel like it was.
You said for sure. Explain that.
No,
Explain that.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't even look up because like for mine I like cross-referenced all your guys my drama list to be like which show is one you haven't seen, but I didn't even check that you guys had watched this. But I just feel like it's something that is like so beautiful, and like the writing is really good and the cinematography is really good, and it just takes a bit, but once the story starts rolling, it really, like, I mean, I was looking at the reviews, all of them are like 10 stars, 9 stars, you know, it's a good story. I just think because didn't like you like those types of dramas that have really beautiful found families and like really good
She can't say.
stories like that. I know.
Can't say right
She
now.
can't say, but I just think that was my vote. I was like, I think Jess might have picked this, especially because it was a K-drama. And I'm like, I don't know if Liliana had seen this, so, and I don't think it was Caitlin. It could have been Caitlin. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
say
So hard. This is so hard. Not
It's
in
difficult.
terms of like, because also
I'm gonna do Jess.
as that's your final pick, Jess.
yes.
Okay.
Her final answer
Because
is me.
also because also like first of all, we're so used to talking about dramas with each other and like talking and like asking questions that it's really hard to
We
not
can't follow up anything.
exactly. It's really hard. So the thing is, it's fine. We can follow up with it later on once we've done the whole circle. So, Caitlin, what was your drama?
Okay, my drama was the Korean drama Revenge of Others. It is on Hulu. It's 12 episodes. This aired in 2022. So the synopsis is a boy falls to his death at school, but Ok Chan-mi does not believe that her twin brother, Park Won-suk, committed suicide. She then transfers to this school and meets Ji Soo-hyun, who witnessed her brother's death. During the time, a quote-unquote hero avenges bullied students who also appears at this high school. Chan-mi speculates that this hero might be connected to her brother and starts looking for him. So essentially that was the synopsis. Her twin brother commits suicide. She cannot accept that it was a suicide. So she enters the school and decides to investigate it, and decides to find out if it was a suicide or if it wasn't, find out why and who did it. So the cast of this is Shin Ye-eun, Loman, So Ji-hoon, Cha Sang-woo, Lee Soo-min, and Jung Soo-bin. Those are like the main people. And then a couple supporting people that are pretty prominent are Jim Joo-rung, Jin Ho Eun, and Woo Yun. So overall, it's like a high school drama with a little murder mixed in. I didn't like exactly hate this drama. It's just like the last two episodes really fell apart. Like it was good up until the last two episodes because one can I spoil this drama or are we trying not to do
You know
spoilers?
what? Just go ahead and say like spoiler warning next 30
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah. Well, guys,
Okay.
spoiler warning
Okay,
here if you
so,
haven't watched
yeah.
Revenge of Others.
So it's gonna
Yeah.
be spoilering. There's two things I absolutely hate when it comes to crime dramas is if you are using a multiple personality as a way to create a killer, you can't just like throw it in there and like that be the reason. Like it I didn't like how they used DID in this because it just seemed like very lazy writing. Because, yes, they kind of were introducing it. Like, if you looked back at everything that had happened in the past 10 episodes and then they revealed this person had DID, you could see it if you knew what you were looking for. So I thought that was well set up. But then the motive behind the reason this dude did it was so lazy, was just like, oh, okay. Like basically his like his other personality was tricked into killing this guy. It wasn't even him wanting to do it. It was his best friend. And they never explained why his best friend wanted this dude dead, as well as hated the Lomon's character. Like this best friend hated him the entire drama, and the drama never answered why. And then they also introduced a bunch of these stories and never concluded them. Like they introduced a girl getting pregnant. What happened to the pregnant girl? Like they were like, oh, she's pregnant. Never did anything with it. They introduced like a gay character, like multiple gay characters. Never did anything with that story. Like, which I hate when they do that. When they and like especially with being gay, with being like a Korean drama or any Asian drama in general, like they just introduce these storylines to throw people off the scent of the real person. Like they gave the main dude a brain tumor, never concluded that. Like they just wanted to make it seem like he could be the killer because he got tempered, like he had a temper when his brain tumor acted up. But he walked off into the sunset at the end. Like they never explained like if did he die? He was given like 2 months to live. Like it was just like a bunch of these storylines were introduced and then nothing was explained by the end. And it was like half the people kind of just dropped out of high school and walked away. Like nothing happened. So I was just like, it was very, very lazy writing in the last two episodes of this show. And then like to top it off of that, like as we know, like I'm a crime drama enthusiast, so I nitpick these crime dramas up the wazoo. So I also picked up on the fact that who was going to be the killer by like episode 7. So that's not always fun for me.
Out of how many episodes?
12. So
Thank
like
you.
almost halfway through, I knew I was about 95% sure who the real killer guy was. But that's just like how my brain works when I watch crime dramas in general. Is just like I'm not always correct, but I play along. And in this instance, I was like 95% sure I was correct by episode 7. So it's just like, it's not a horrible drama. It's just, I think it was bad for me because I picked up on a lot of things that I don't think a lot of other people would pick up. So I rated this very low. I rated this a 6.5 out of 10 because it's just like the last two episodes really threw me off. Like I was just like, I hate the last two episodes.
Can I just say,
for those who don't like listen to Caitlin's podcast, anything under an 8, it's like she hated the show.
Can I just say something? Now, obviously we still have Jess's drama to go, but can I just say I find it hilarious that so far the one crime drama that has come up has gone to the crime junkie over. That's very, very funny. So
yeah. The
I
other
just
thing
wanted
is
to
high
say that.
school. Yeah, the other thing is high school dramas normally don't work for me. So that was another
Mm.
thing that this drama kind of already had a not going for it, is like it was a high school drama. I don't watch many high school dramas anymore because I don't know. I don't relate to them anymore. So I
Mm.
don't really find them very, I mean, yeah, the murder helped, but I don't know. So I'm sure if another person who was not a crime junkie like me and like had this background watched this, they'd be fine watching it because one, the acting is amazing. Like the guy, the actor who had the DID played that role really well. Like his facial expressions changed, his demeanor changed. Like he played that role, the two personalities, very well, along with everybody else. The OSTs were really good, but it was just lazy writing to me. So
I like
So,
the sentence,
Caitlin.
the murder helped. That's a good one.
So, Caitlin, who do you think
Oh.
picked this drama?
Becky.
Why do you think
I-
Becky? Wait.
Okay,
I
Why
also wanna
Becky?
know.
why Becky? Because it's high school. Becky likes high school dramas. It's a Korean drama, which Liliana doesn't watch many Korean dramas anymore. And Jess, I just don't think you would have watched this one.
Why? I've said so many times I have a little violent heart. So like Revenge of Others. Why am I being discounted for Revenge of Others?
Because
Can
this
I
is a
just
high school drama, and I just don't picture you watching this type of drama.
right? Can I just say this episode is offering us a great line disposal. The murder
Yeah.
helped.
I have a violent little heart.
Violent
Dang.
Right.
All right.
let's move on to Jess because then we can
Crazy.
tell
Okay.
each other who got what, and that's when it gets a bit more interesting, I think.
Okay.
So,
all right. So
Jess, what was your drama?
rounding it out, I got the drama, The Witch's Diner, which is an 8-episode drama from 2021/2022.
So Becky got the longest drama.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Becky got the longest drama. And I'll tell you something, when I started watching this drama, I had very little time to watch it. And I was fully expecting 16 episodes or 20 episodes drama. Like bar none, I was like, okay, I'm going to get a full drama and I'm going to have to binge through it. That's all there is to it. And then I started episode 1, finished it. And then I was like, wait, how many episodes is this? Back it up. I see 8 episodes. And I was like, thank you to whoever picked this drama. Like I was like over the moon that this was only 8 episodes. So thank you, number one. But anyway, here's the synopsis. This is about a 28-year-old woman with it. This is Asian Wiki, by the way, Asian Wiki synopsis, which I skimmed through and I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'll just read this. 28-year-old woman with a job and a boyfriend, but her boyfriend dumps her and she gets fired from her job. A string of bad luck. She decides to open a restaurant with her mom. The restaurant goes bankrupt. More bad luck. Her mom goes down to the country. She like leaves her in the city, and she's left alone at the restaurant to deal with whatever to do with the restaurant. Then Hira appears in front of her. This is like this mysterious witch who wants to borrow the restaurant to open her own restaurant. So then this witch, Hira, this is what she does. She makes food that grants a customer's wish. In exchange for granting their wish, the customers have to give the witch Hira something that she wants from them. They have to pay in amorphous things. Like it could be their eyesight. It could be their firstborn child's laugh. It could be, something. It's never money. And the story moves from there. So basically, I liked this show. I thought the first half was really good. I had guessed certain things that like this is a spoiler. But anyway, spoiler for the next minute or so on the show. I had guessed easily that the female lead, which is played by Nam Ji-hyun from Suspicious Partner, Little Women, what other things has she been in? But anyway, so Nam Ji-hyun, I had already guessed that she was a witch. I don't know if I necessarily liked the last couple of episodes where they start making crazy connections with the characters. And that's fine. That's all fine and good. It's very K-drama-y in that way. But it like lowered my score if that makes any sense. I was like, oh, this is
Mhm,
great. Then the last few episodes happened, and I'm like, this could have not, this just didn't need to be this so connected. And oh, she was given up as a child and adopted and yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I loved the male lead. I mean, he basically is a second male lead because there is no like love connection for sure made between them. But Tae Jong Hyuk, automatic points given for Tae Jong Hyuk because his smile like beams into my heart and I love it. He's a beautiful soul. 10 out of 10 for having him in the show. And then Song Ji Hyo, I love this lady. She plays the witch Hida. She could be in every show. I love her. I don't know if people necessarily understand that like who she is or how important she is, but I remember watching her in shows like Princess Hours from 2006. Bro, like she was a second female lead in that. Never will leave my cranium. She was in Emergency Couple. She's been in Entourage and so on and so forth. But really, I got a really good introduction.
That like variety show for a very long time
Running
too.
Man. Yeah, Running Man for years and years.
She's a staple for Running Man too.
Everybody knows her. She's a household name.
Yeah.
But I recently, and by recently, I mean like in the last year. When I say recently, it could be like yesterday or 3 years ago. So anyway, recently, I watched A Frozen Flower with homegirl Song Ji Hyo. And that changed my life. That is a really spicy saga story from 2008. It's a movie and she plays the queen in that. And if you want to get wrecked on like a Friday night, watch that movie, but it's not for everybody. So when I saw her in A Witch's Diner, I was like, ooh, this is the first thing I've seen her in since watching A Frozen Flower, which is like everything before it's like before Frozen Flower, like BFF, and then AFF, like after Frozen Flower. Like I have to distinguish my life between those two eras because it like rocked me. That movie was, whew, I did a TikTok on it and everything because it was wild. If you know, you know. But anyway, long story short, I really enjoyed this show. It was surprisingly deep for some of these stories because people show up wanting revenge, wanting this, wanting that, and the other. I want a job, and then they have to lose 2 fingers. Or, you know, Caitlin's laughing. You know, it's very interesting to see how they classify how to, like, if you have to pay such a high price, why would you do it? Why would you make this wish? Would you even consider them happy after the fact if they've given up so much to get what they want? So on and so forth. But it's an interesting little philosophy lesson in this. And when I first started watching, I was getting Hong Sisters vibes. I was getting like Master Son vibes. It's fantasy. And because it's fantasy, but also like got a young vibe, I was thinking it was either Becky or Liliana for my guesses. But because everyone just chose one name, I'm going to go ahead and choose Liliana. Because everyone chose one name and your name hasn't been chosen. So I'll just choose you because I was already thinking of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you score this one?
I would give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay.
7 out of 10. It was like average. Like if it was out of 5, I'd probably be like 3.5 out of 5.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's all of our, you know, listeners. I'm curious if the listeners can tell which drama each of us picked. So before we go into this, I'm just giving listeners a little time here. Write down your picks, you know, send them to any of us. I would be really, really interested to see if the listeners can also guess correctly. So
the shows are again XX, My Mister, Revenge of Others, and The Witch's Diner.
So that's the 4 shows. So pause the episode, take down your guesses, because I'm just really intrigued to see if the listeners also can guess this correctly. So I think now we will just go, you know, in order, and we will just say, you know, was my guess correct? And then whoever can own up to their drama. And then I think we can just, let it all loose by then, because then we know who's for sure. So I had the drama XX, and I said I was pretty sure it was Caitlin who picked it. Was I correct?
You were correct.
I'm glad. See,
Nice.
I'm happy
It
about
was-
that.
Are we explaining like choosing it right now? Or
Oh,
are we
yeah,
waiting-
yeah,
are we
go ahead, go
are
ahead.
we
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to-
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
Yeah.
was so effing hard to choose a drama. I think I wrote down 20 dramas, and then I went through everybody's completed list,
Mhm.
and it was like Liliana had watched this, but none of the other two have, or Becky and Jess had watched it, but Liliana had and the fact that we were just like putting the drama into a pool instead of like, oh, I got Jess, let me just go to her current watch.
Yeah.
It was so hard. So I basically picked the first one that nobody had watched according to the completed watch list after like
Oh, wow.
an hour of going through people's lists with like dramas I had in mind.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah. So I apologize, Liliana, because you wrote in the you didn't say which one, but I was like, I was like, it's mine, isn't it? She got mine. Because like you wrote in the chat, she's like, I have to go off grid to watch mine because it's not available in the
yeah,
UK.
it's not available for me. Well,
And I was
it
like,
is.
and I didn't even like choose it because it was like available on streaming sites. I literally went off a completed watch list on my phone. I didn't even think about it.
I thought, well, now it's available because Cocoa is now available in Europe, but I was like, I
Mhm.
don't want to go and pay for Cocoa. So I thought, but I watched it anyways because they used to have it. See, when I first started watching it, because like I said, I did watch the first episode. It was available on YouTube at first, but now they've removed it all from YouTube. So I'm guessing it's because Cocoa is there. But either way, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I got to go back and actually finish it because I didn't even remember about it, if I'm being honest.
It's
So
a
I'm
really
glad-
good drama.
It is.
Really enjoyed it. And the reason why I kind of went with it versus like a crime drama, because I had a couple options that I could have gone with a crime drama, is like, this is not a crime drama, so I thought people wouldn't think it would be me. That was pretty much why.
I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, but as soon as I got it, I had an ink. I literally thought, this is Caitlin's pick. Like literally, as I went to look for it, I don't know what it was, but I had an inkling. I was like, this sounds like something Caitlin would probably watch. Like, because I know you watch some short format dramas, and I know like Jess doesn't watch many of those, so I wouldn't think it was like her show. And then for Becky, I don't know why, but I didn't think it was a Becky show. So I was like, I felt like it was gonna be yours straight from the get-go. So well, I'm glad. Do you know what? If I will be gobsmacked if we all got our picks correct. Because I'm going to be like, either we just know each other that well in our drama watching, even if we're trying to throw each other off the scent. But with that being said, so Becky had my Mister, and she thought it was Jess's pick. So who chose my Mister?
It was indeed me. I did choose my Mister.
I knew I was right. Because didn't you like Just Between Lovers, or am I going crazy? Was that something you didn't like, or
No, I really did
No,
not.
she did not.
like,
Oh, okay, but you like
Just
melodramas, and you were like, that's right. We had that whole
So
conversation. I
I-
remember now. Sorry, my brain's still waking up.
Yes.
But you like melodramas, so I was like, okay, who would watch a melodrama? And like really, and I was like, I don't know. I feel like it's just got to be Jess. I don't know.
When Becky said it, Jess was also the first person that came to mind because I
Same.
don't think Caitlin has watched it.
No,
Have
and
you
I
watched
None
refuse
of
to
you
watch
have
it.
watched it.
I refuse to watch
So
it.
insane, you
I
guys.
was
It's
like-
so
I was like,
insane.
So I was like, I know it's not me because I haven't watched it, and I know Caitlin hasn't watched it either because I'm sure we've talked about this before, and I'm sure we've said Jess is the only one who's watched it.
Did you
So I was
put
like-
it in the pool because no one's seen it?
No one has seen it. So I put it in the pool.
None of us have seen it.
So here I had a very similar method as you, Caitlin, where I went through I had a list of shows that I went through my own
Mhm.
completed list, and I was like, oh, I
Same.
love this show.
Yeah.
Oh, this is, I don't know if anyone's watched this, or oh, blah, blah, blah. I just went through it and made a list of shows. And then obviously didn't go and choose a C drama that was 50 episodes long or anything like that. It was all either 20 episodes or less. And some of them were even like 8 or 12 episodes. But then when I started going through everybody's completed dramas, I was like, it was terrible. It was
Yeah.
it was everything was getting thrown out. And I was like, oh no. So it was very difficult to choose a drama that nobody had seen before, because even if one person had seen it, I could run the risk of just that person getting that drama and having to rewatch that drama. So I was like, no.
Right.
I need to choose something that no one's seen. And then the added bonus of, if by some miracle none of you guys had seen the show, where can you guys find it? And so I was also doing the added step of being like, where the hell is this show anyway? So then I have like notes here that says like Viki, Netflix, YouTube, like for some of the shows that I have that didn't get picked. And I was like, you know what? My Mister is the easiest to find. It's still on Netflix. I'll just choose My Mister. Yeah. So I went with My Mister. Yeah. That was a very depressing show.
It was. I watched it in like 4 days, 3 days. I was literally so busy, and I'm like, time to be depressed real quick. And I hit play. But it was good. I just like, oh my God, when she wiretapped the phones and was just listening to his life for the rest of the
psychotic.
episode.
It's so psychotic.
I'm like, how can we, like, I mean, I want her to be happy in life, but that's a crime.
She's literally a criminal, but then you feel bad for her. You understand where she's coming from, and
resonate with the character.
Yeah, exactly. So even though I mean she
wait, can I? So, but the loan shark, the guy that's
oh bro,
like that was like her,
yes,
people ship them. He beats her up. I was
how the hell can you ship those two, especially in that drama? Never. And IU. Like, I love IU. She's a fantastic actress. And that this show, I feel, is such a great showcase for her. And Lee Sung-kyun as well.
Phenomenal
very
actress.
very famous actor who obviously passed away last year, at the end of the year. And there's so many life-affirming things about the show that, even though it's very melancholy and, dire, and everything about it is so down, at the end of the show, you're kind of like, man, but it feels like I learned something about life, and I feel better having watched it, and my life isn't that shitty. And like, you kind of like get through it. Yeah.
I love it. After I finished it, I went to TikTok to look at edits, because I'm like, I just wonder how people edited this show, because I was seeing some people ship the old man and I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. But you know what I was seeing more of? Like I said, the loan shark, the guy that's like can I spoil? Can I say a spoiler?
Oh yeah,
quick?
sure. Yeah.
So she killed his dad. She killed his dad when she was like in 8th grade, because he was beating up her family, and she was tried. She was self-defense. She was claimed innocent, right? But now this guy, who's the son of the father she killed, is like literally torturing her. He shows up.
It's Jang Kyung as well.
Her house. Yeah, it's the guy from
Atypical Family.
Which I was like, holy, but like it like literally beats her up. He stalks her. And I'm just going on TikTok, and I'm seeing like, ooh,
people are
like,
losing the plot.
I don't like. No, I mean, there was like a kind of big reveal that I thought was really good. It was a really nice like character development point for him, but he's still a bad person.
He's a bad person.
Beats people up and hurts people.
What's cool about that character, and we'll shut up about it after this and get to the rest of the thing.
There's a lot.
But there's a lot to unpack about the show. There truly is, and I have a whole episode about it on Taebak. If you want to deep dive on it, there is a deep dive available.
I will.
But that character, Jang Kyung's character, actually likes her. He likes IU's character and wants to be with her, but he also is so conflicted and hates her for what she took away from him. Right? Like killing his dad.
It's so complex.
It's super complicated and complex, and it's a very nuanced, layered relationship that I would never in a million years ship them.
No.
So people shipping them in edits, like, what are you smoking? All right.
It's wild.
It's wild.
But
Get a
then,
grip.
well, we're
Get a
done
grip.
talking about it. There's just so much. Like, I kid you not, they packed so much in every episode. I had to like decompress for a bit. Like, I was
Honestly,
like,
I
hold
can't
on
believe
a
you
minute.
binged it. I honestly
It
can't
was-
believe you binged
I
it.
was stressed out the whole time. I actually started making videos, be like, I'm watching this show and I can't tell you what it is, but I think she's gonna kill her grandma in the first episode. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, she didn't kill her grandma actually. And I like made a whole thing, but I stopped by episode 6 because I was like, I need to lock
You
in.
need to hunker down.
Yeah.
All right.
Too much. Okay.
So
Caitlin.
Caitlin had Revenge of Others, and she thought that was Becky's pick. So who picked Revenge of Others?
It was me.
We got it all right. It's all right.
We knew
I
each
feel
other that
so
well.
bad because the other one you recommended to me, I thought was just okay. And I immediately was like, this is Becky's. I'm going to feel so bad. She's never going to recommend me a show ever
No,
again.
it's okay. No, here's the thing, right? I did the same thing as all of you guys. I cross-referenced all of your My Drama list. I came down to 3 dramas that none of you guys have watched. 3 that I have completed. And one of them was in 2015. And another one was, I don't know. I just feel like you guys wouldn't like it. So I was like, okay, we're gonna throw them off the scent. Do a little murder mystery. You know? None of us did like super romance shows, which I love. Like that's so
True.
funny
Yeah.
because we were like, and we couldn't do C dramas because then
They're too
that would
long.
imagine if one of us did a C drama that was short, and then every single person was like, "That's Liliana."
I see, that's what I was thinking. I was like, if I pick a Chinese drama and nobody else picks a Chinese drama, they're gonna guess it's me. Like they will automatically guess it's me because I tend to watch more of this, especially if it's like some obscure Chinese drama that not a lot of people have watched. That's probably gonna be me. So I was like cross-referencing all the lists, and I was like, okay, so first of all, I was like, I'm gonna eliminate all of my Chinese dramas from this list. Like, I'm gonna pick a K drama or even like a J drama, but like going down a J drama route, they're harder to find because you have to, look
True.
elsewhere. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do a J drama. I'm gonna go down the K drama route. And funnily enough, we all chose Korean dramas.
I thought that was so
Funnily-
funny.
Safe-
It
the
And
was-
safest.
Exactly. And funnily enough, the only like crime one went to
Went to
Caitlin.
Caitlin. I was literally like, I think that like the acting is really good. The oaths are
Yeah,
really
the
good.
acting is really good.
I will say up until the last 2 episodes, I definitely was like, they could have changed it, but I still liked it. I think it was better than like a lot of the other high school crime stuff that I've seen. I mean, there's not a lot out there, but I liked the solidarity at the end with all of the students. That was something I thought was really sweet. But it is really violent and really all over the
Oh,
place,
it's
and
really
like
violent.
that was the thing. I was like, I don't know.
And
it's
there
really
wasn't just
violent.
like
don't
one
know.
bully either. Like half the
It's
cast is bullies.
insane.
Like-
Isn't that the one? Yeah, they like make someone eat glass. Like it's really
The fuck?
brutal. It's really brutal. But
Yeah,
I'm
they,
kind of
like-
glad Caitlin got it because I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys, but I was trying to throw you off the set. Like, would Becky watch someone eat glass in a K-drama
Yeah.
when she's all happy, like happy endings? Let's
Do you
go.
know?
No,
I
not
think
if she knew about it.
when Caitlin said it, I thought it was you because I remember watching. You did a video on this, didn't you?
I
I'm pretty
did.
sure
Oh.
she
No.
did a video on the Revenge of Others, and I
And
was like, I'm pretty sure this is Becky. I was like, I'm sure Becky has watched this because she has done a video on it. So I,
I
was like,
gotta-
that's why I had
You
my
gave yourself
inkling.
away.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I gotta tell you guys though, when I first made a video on it, I compared it to School 2017 because I was like, oh, it's like a fun little mystery. And then I watched the second episode where he like literally takes a hammer to someone's fingers, and I had to
Yes.
delete the video
Yeah.
and I had to redo
Yeah,
it.
they
It's like,
use,
hey
like,
guys,
in
trigger
like
warning.
episode
this.
10, the dude like those old school paper cutters where you put it on the table
Yeah.
and you put the paper through and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
chop it. They almost
Yeah.
chopped a dude's finger off with that thing.
My
Like,
God.
I was just
No
like,
way.
oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
I
I
wanted
don't
to
understand.
throw
Like the
you guys off the
sadistic.
scent.
Oh,
You, I mean, you
Wild.
did well. I
Kidding.
just knew it would not be Liliana or Jess watching this.
But why me? I don't understand why you wouldn't think it was me. I'm actually
I
like
mean,
watch a
offended.
lot of,
me?
you don't watch a
I've
lot of
got
high
a
school.
little sadistic heart. Is that what you said? I forgot the line
No,
already.
no.
I literally like Liliana was like, okay, well, Liliana, this was 2022. Liliana would not have watched this. And then,
But I didn't.
yeah, because you were primarily C dramas at that point.
Yeah, I
And
was.
then Jess, I was like, this is high school drama. Jess rarely watches a high school drama these days. Like, there's no way she would have watched this. It wasn't have anything to do with the murder. I literally just like, this is high school. Jess
It's
would not
high
watch
school, so I'm out. Wow.
You gotta watch more high school dramas.
I gotta watch more high school
You gotta
dramas to
do
throw
it.
people off the
thing
scent.
the thing is, I feel like we know at this point we've been talking for a really long time, especially when it comes to talking about dramas. I feel like we know each other's tastes pretty well. So even if we were trying to throw each other off the scent, there
True.
was always gonna be something to keep us away.
But like I
And I-
watched All of Us Are Dead. Like that's high school. That's zombies. That's violent. Like I don't know. Like I was
I love
like,
how offended you're getting.
I'm definitely in the running for Revenge of Others. Like that's why I was like, oh, she's definitely gonna think it's one of us. And then she was Kaylin's like, Becky. It's definitely 100% Becky.
When you were like, why not me? I was
Yeah.
like, was it actually? Did Jess pick this? It was it not me? I was like, she's really going for it. Like,
I was like, but wait, talk to me about my chances. Because... oh, okay.
that's so good.
All right, Liliana, talk to us about the Witch's Diner.
Right. So I was like, fantasy, I thought we could have, like you were saying, I thought, okay, usually fantasy is a dead giveaway that it's me. But because Becky was also included in this episode, I was like, this could be a Becky drama too.
I do
This
like fantasy.
could be a Becky drama. So I was like, okay.
True,
So that
true.
gives us a 50-50 chance of, it being. And I was like, because it's.
I
a
thought I had
slightly-
at least a 50 on Revenge of Others. When Kayla said Revenge of Others, I was like, oh, I'm in the running. Anyway, okay, sorry.
One
Going
funny
back to-
story, I dropped this drama. I did not finish
You
Witch's Diner.
too. Oh,
Oh.
interesting.
Witch's Diner
Well.
got dropped initially. Okay. So Liliana, talk to us.
Interesting. So I was like, okay, it's fantasy, but then I thought it's a little bit darker in like themes, I think, because it tends, I don't know, it tends to talk about stuff, even though it's fantasy, it feels a little bit deeper at times. And mind you, I watched this, when it aired. I can't remember what year it aired,
Yeah,
but
it's 20
I think it's
something.
21.
Oh, 20.
Is it
It's
22 or
21
21?
slash.
yeah.
No, it's 21. 21.
21, yeah. So I watched it while it was airing. So I'm fuzzy on the details for the most part, but I do remember enjoying it. I do remember, like you, I didn't enjoy the second half as much as I did the first half, but I thought it was like promising and it was slightly different to, anything that I had watched before. And I thought I was going, like you guys, I was going through the, lists, and I was like, look, a lot of my if my C dramas are out the door and my J dramas are out the door, that leaves me Korean dramas. And the Korean dramas that I tend to watch are a dead giveaway to what I wanted to, say. Now, the one that I really wanted to pick was last year's oh my god, how did I forget this? It's the one that is with Park Bo Young. I'm gonna
Daily Dose of
Google it.
Sunshine.
Daily Dose of Sunshine. But I was
That would have
like,
given it away.
Yeah.
exactly. I was like, I can't pick that because we did an episode together. You guys know that was my favorite Korean drama of last year. So I was like, I can't pick that. So I was like dwindling my choices down. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go with this one. I can't see it on anybody else's list. And it can be, a 50-50 toss up between me and Becky at this on who would have picked this one. So that's why I went down that route. But for the most part, I found it, like, honestly, as soon as Chinese dramas were out the door, I found it really hard to choose, because, like, a lot of my Korean dramas are very me Korean dramas. So I
Yeah.
was like, I think, like, a lot of the other choices, it's going to be so obvious that, it's a me drama. And also, like I said, I haven't watched a lot of Korean dramas recently. So a lot of the ones that I have watched are like 2016,
Older.
2017, 2018, which are dramas that most of you guys have watched anyways. So that's why I went down the route of The Witcher's Line. And also, I thought, look, it's a nice, easy, digestible one. It's only 8 episodes, so it's not going to be, too long to watch.
There was
Especially, like, my thing
go ahead.
also was, like, especially if somebody's not enjoying it, at least they don't have too much to get through.
I
That was
honestly
also
I
my
started
process of
it.
thinking.
I started it and thought it was 16 episodes. Then
Mhm.
I was like, let me confirm, like, so that I can plan out my days and nights and stuff, because it was going to be a
Mhm.
binge.
Mhm.
And it was 8 episodes. Girl, I like almost got down and kissed the ground. Like, it was so I was so thankful that it was only 8 episodes. But I'll tell you, the one storyline that I was like, ooh, that's like a whole point deduction right there, was
Mhm.
An Eun-jin from My Dearest. She just did My Dearest last year. She was a female lead in
Mhm.
that. And so she was one of the patrons who came and wished for something. And she wished that
Mhm.
her boyfriend would love her again.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that one.
Oh,
I
did not.
almost
No,
shut up the
no,
show.
no,
I almost shut up the
no.
whole show. If we didn't
I
have an
didn't like
episode,
that
I would have stopped
story.
watching right there.
goodness.
That story, and then what she did was, she was a singer, and she was an older creative, and she wanted to, her dream was to become like this Broadway star. Obviously not, they don't have Broadway over there, but basically the equivalent of a Broadway star. And she was on like off-Broadway productions and was singing. She had a beautiful voice, and that actress really does have a beautiful voice in real life. And the witch was like, okay, great, I'll do it. Your payment is your voice. And I was like,
Yeah,
bitch,
they
you
took
better
her voice
fucking not. You
away.
better walk out of the store right now.
Yeah.
He
Terrible.
did it. And oh
He
my
did it.
God, I could not. If this was 10 years ago, I would have been like, wow, what a crazy trade. She probably wouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. But, whatever. But I took it so hard. I was livid with her. It was the worst thing that any character
Yeah.
could have done. Like, I don't care.
She traded her dream for something that isn't real. Like,
For this fucking
not
guy
real.
that like didn't even love her, and like he
Yeah.
came back like scrapping around like, I'm so sorry, like he cheated on her. It was this whole, I was like, why do you want that man? Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I was so
I didn't like
pissed.
that storyline either. I really didn't like that storyline
It was
either.
astonishing how
Mm.
much that got me heated, that storyline. I would have stopped
Mm.
watching if we didn't have this episode.
Yeah. I think
Yep.
overall, I can't believe, well, actually, I can sort of believe that we all got our choices correct.
Our poker faces are good though.
We did
Was
do
mine
pretty
good?
well.
Because I was struggling. I felt that I was struggling, and then I got actually like offended with the revenge of others thing, and then but I agree, like as soon as Liliana said that Caitlyn was her pick, I was like, okay, we're gonna get this all right though. Like in my mind, I was like, that is a Caitlyn show.
As soon as, yeah.
Like, I was like, oh God.
But you were like, why would you think me? Like, why me? When I was like, I just think you would like I don't know. I was like, I don't want to
explain
offend
it.
you. I don't want to offend you. No, but it was, there's so much to unpack. I can't even go into it. Like, I was
Oh yeah, no,
struggling.
that show is really
I mean,
deep.
if there had been a rom-com, we'd all would have pointed to Becky because, we
True.
all die.
That's true. We
We
should all
all
do
die.
rom-coms next time, and then we
Yeah,
all
just
have
like
to
rom-com
figure out
picks.
who
for sure.
who likes this type of rom-com.
See,
Yeah.
actually, I feel like if we do a specific genre, it'll be harder to tell
That's
who is
true.
who, if that makes sense. Because, like, now, like I said, because even though trying to just choose something that might throw everybody off their scent. We can sort of tell within the story, like, what each of us likes. So, for example, from my Mister, I haven't watched it, but I gather that it's quite angsty and all of that. And that's a classic Jess drama. Jess's face.
I don't know if I would say it's angsty. I think it's
I don't know.
high intensity, but
High
like
intensity and
muted.
depressing.
Yeah, it's very
Very
melancholy.
depressing.
Melancholy. Well, if I think we were all in the same genre, I think it'd be harder to tell which drama is which. But maybe
I
next
almost
time.
made you guys watch City Hunter. I just want you guys to know because it's available on YouTube and none of you guys have watched it, but
We should do
So-
this again with different genres. I think that would be more,
Yeah.
more
True.
challenging, I feel.
Well,
I think we
that's
also
great.
should assign the person. So we're not looking through 4 people's watch lists.
yeah, that was that was.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think we probably should, instead of like assigning dramas, we might assign people, and then you can choose.
or have the
you know.
listeners choose.
Ooh.
Oh, listeners, what do you think? I think that would be interesting.
That'd be
We'd
fun.
have to go. We can. Tanya picked for us this time. We can make Tanya manage it. Well, not make her, but you know what I mean. Listeners can send in some choices. I'd be really interested by that, actually. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. I
Yeah.
think that. Do we have anything? I had a blast doing this. I
So
feel
did
like
I.
this is
That's fun.
definitely something we will be doing again. Because it's a lot of fun. Although I will say it's really hard when we're like talking about each other's like dramas without knowing who's picked it quite yet. It's because you just want to throw a question in there, or you just want to, because you're so used to doing that, and then it's like you can't because you might give yourself away. So yeah. But that is it, guys. That is the episode. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did recording it. Let us know if you guessed who picked each drama, because I feel like that'll be interesting to see if listeners also, like us, guessed the correct ones. And that is it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We'll definitely be doing it again, and we shall catch you next time. Bye.
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 Bye.